Many years ago, my best friend and I rented our first apartment together. It was a cozy 3-bedroom house, fully furnished with furniture, dishes, and all the necessary things left by the previous tenants. The house belonged to a man who lived on the coast, but an elderly woman, his mother, came to show it to us. She told us that one of the bedrooms was used as a storage room and was always left locked. This immediately gave us a strange feeling, for the unknown is always frightening. The house looked like the previous occupants had left in a hurry. Their personal belongings were left in the nightstands, old photos, notes, and some knickknacks. I even found a stack of old magazines in my closet. It all made it feel like we were invading someone's life. At first, nothing out of the ordinary happened. We were settling in, getting used to our new life, until one evening I heard strange footsteps in the kitchen. It was especially strange because I was home alone. The kitchen floor was wooden and creaked with every step, so the sound was unmistakable. A few days later, we invited some friends over for a visit. In the middle of a fun evening, one of them suddenly fell silent and gestured for everyone to be quiet. We listened and clearly heard footsteps in the kitchen. A friend said, "It sounds like someone is walking through your kitchen." My friend and I looked at each other. We had both heard it before, but had kept quiet so as not to scare each other. Now the fear became real. We checked the kitchen together, but of course no one was there. There were no footprints on the floor. The windows and doors were locked. This left us puzzled. A night later, as I was getting ready for bed, I heard the doorbell ring. Our bell was old style, loud and obnoxious, so there was no mistaking it. I thought it was my boyfriend, who sometimes came in late, and hurried to the door. But there was no one there. The street was empty, and all the neighborhood houses had already fallen into silence. I tried to wake up my friend, but no matter how hard I tried, she did not wake up. She always got up easily, but at that moment it seemed as if she was in some kind of trance. It scared me even more. I went back to bed, pulled the blanket up to my chin and tried to sleep despite my fear. The strangest thing happened a few days later. In the hallway of the house, 3 heavy wooden objects that looked like old farm implements were hanging on the wall. They were firmly anchored and obviously couldn't just fall down. But one day, as I was taking a shower, I heard a loud rattle. Running into the hallway, I saw all 3 items lying on the floor. My friend looked like she had seen a ghost. She told me that she was just sitting in the living room when suddenly these things fell down at the same time. We tried to find an explanation, perhaps vibration or old fixtures, but nothing fit. We started thinking about the locked room. What could be in there? One night, armed with a flashlight, we tried to peek inside through a crack under the door. The light didn't penetrate far, but we saw something that looked like folds of cloth and old boxes. The air from under the door seemed musty, as if the room had been closed for a long time. We asked the owner's mother to tell us what was in the room, but she only said, "Nothing important in there, don't worry about it." Her tone sounded like she didn't want to discuss the subject. The situation worsened when the landlord arrived by himself. He was in an inebriated state and demanded to come inside. My friend, not knowing what to do, let him in. He looked around the house, behaved aggressively, and, most strangely, stood at the door to the locked room for a long time, as if listening. Later, he showed up at my work. His behavior became increasingly threatening. He accused us of ruining the carpet, even though it was already worn out when we moved in. We hired a lawyer and won the case, but his weirdness left a deep mark. After we moved out, I learned that the house had been sold. The new owner told me that the locked room was empty, but the walls in it were stained with something that looked like brown stains. No one could explain their origin. The house continues to give me the creeps. I'm still not sure what explains all those oddities of ghosts, the owner's dark secret, or something even more sinister.